Well, hello again. The cause is the cause is the cause. And the cause exists to fight the other side and to give you the information you need to know what's going on around you so that you can make good decisions in your life. And throughout this process that has been going on for 17,000 years, many people have given their testimonies, letters, books, and these days, TV or videos. Sometimes literally on camera, other times in a more symbolic way. Today I'm going to show you a few, just a few. But more important, at least for me, than the information, which is of course important because it brings 72s mainly, because that's my main job, to get 72s. There's four brothers. I'm one of them, and my main job is to get 72s for them to complete their missions so that they cause events and avoid, uh, in other words, the end of the world. Or at least to avoid the beginning of the end of the world and keep the cause going. But we also do other things, sometimes directly, sometimes indirectly. And one of the things actually that gives me the most pleasure about my job, which is my mission as one of the brothers, is to avoid people to killing themselves. Uh, I can go on and on and on for hours about this, because we have not been here for hours. We have been here for thousands of years. But let's talk about the last few years. Let's say since YouTube. One day I'll show you evidence of goes way back. But let's talk about just when we start making these videos that grabs the attention of thousands of people. So let's talk about that. There was many people, hundreds of people, who were ready to commit suicide. People who are desperate. They don't see any point in living. They're done with life. And thanks to our information, they didn't kill themselves. In fact, most of them, about 90% of them, after coming across our information, found a new objective in life, a new sense of living and of mission. And so people that were suicidal, and I mean at the last stages, they're already planning on killing themselves. It was not just people that were thinking, maybe I'm done with this life, I want to do something else, I want to get out of here, I want to die. After they come across our information, they didn't. They saw, they understood everything that's going on around them. That gave them hope, that gave them life. How many in the last 15 years? Few hundred, which is a lot of people. Few hundred people affects the lives of millions. Some of these people sent us their testimony. on video, others letters, emails, and all that stuff. So for you who is skeptic of the cause, remember this: it's not about information on videos, it's also about saving people's lives. People that were so desperate, they're about to kill themselves in 3-4 hours, because there were cases. I received emails, and we will share that with you eventually, that they were just about to kill themselves, like they had a gun with them, and then they just decided to spend 30 minutes on YouTube because something caught their attention. They came across our information, and they decided, wait, there's more to this, to life. There's this whole other thing going on, and they didn't kill themselves. They were prepared to kill themselves, but they didn't. Others, they just had that idea going on in their minds for a while, months, days. Don't underestimate our information and our influence. And some of these people were planning on killing themselves. Eventually became 72s. Others didn't, but they decided to stay alive. Some are serving the cause, others are not. It does not matter, but they saved their lives. And the goddess did not create lives in order to these lives to destroy themselves. So there's a whole bunch of other levels or things concerning our information that you're not aware of. And I'm not saying that this is our main objective, to stop people from killing themselves. It's not the main object. The main object is to win the war. But this is the cherry on top of the cake, because our information saved literally thousands of people, hundreds in the last few years, thousands and thousands of people throughout the millennia, which then affect in a good way the lives of millions. So we have to understand, or try to, all the levels of the things we're doing, some on purpose, some indirectly, but all these things happen and are happening and will continue happening. Have a nice week, and think before coming to a conclusion. Gotta think a lot. Give it a few days, not a few hours. Cheers. What was that? 6 hours of testimonies. Well, as you can tell, maybe you cannot tell, but all our videos, or my videos, I only use Windows Movie Maker. This is the most simple way of editing and publishing a video. There are many ways, fancy, expensive ways to record videos and make all kinds of special effects. As you know, we've been here since 2008. I have only used Windows Movie Maker. You can download it for free, and that's all we need, to tell the truth. I don't need to buy any expensive video editing or anything. No, never. I always use Windows Movie Maker. It's enough. What you hear What you need to hear is the truth, and my words, not any fancy thing. So that's what you were looking at. A screen print of the Windows Movie Maker of this video I'm doing now. And you could see that I had 6 hours of testimonies there. 6 hours. That's nothing, because on the Windows Movie Maker, when I uploaded the videos to edit it, I have this memory box where I keep everything that people send to me. On the search bar, I put testimony, and I got 6 hours, and I uploaded everything. That's why you see 6 hours there. But those I saved like testimony. Now, a lot of other testimonies I don't save with the word testimony. I save with the person's name, or sometimes people send them their name. That, if I was to upload to this Windows Movie Maker, not only the files with the name testimony, but also the names of the people who gave their testimony, this will be weeks. A video taking weeks. So that's what you're looking at. That's what I want to show you. Those 6 hours is just files that I uploaded to Windows Movie Maker. I search it like testimony. If I was going to really spend my time looking for people's names who gave the testimonies, talk about weeks. Okay, so that's what you're looking at. Those 6 hours is just files that I uploaded to Windows Movie Maker. I search it like testimony. If I was going to really spend my time looking for people's names who gave the testimonies, talk about weeks. Okay, so that's what you're looking at. Maybe one day I'll show more, but right now it's not that important. I think what you're going to see today is enough for now. Cheers.
Dante, I'd like to apologize. I too came to the conclusion that maybe you were a demon. I think it was easier to say that than do my own research, look for information for myself. And once I did, I came to a conclusion maybe I was wrong, and so I just want to say my apologies and say I'll fight beside you any day you may need. Just want to let you know that. Thank you for all you do. Cheers.
You're the only persons I can talk to, because nobody out there can understand me.
Dante, Azazel, and thank you. I found the channel in 2016, and it was like there was a signal that went out, and I started looking for it, and I found it. And it was almost as though immediately I knew I was in the right place. I knew that information was for me.
You can't conquer those people. I tried a few times, and I had some success, but most of the times the people just look at you as if you're crazy. I lost a few friends. My family looks at me with different eyes. That's not easy, living between two worlds. But what's easy nowadays? Is life supposed to be easy? Well, I don't think so. So I'm gonna keep my faith. And I'm gonna believe, believe, believe. Thank you to everybody in the cause for your good work. I appreciate every minute I can watch and the information you're giving us. Thank you for everything. I feel blessed for this information. I feel blessed that I found you. And I'm still gonna be sticking around. I'm not going nowhere. I'm gonna stay right here.
But it spoke to me immediately. There really wasn't an evolution, even though I know that that's the plan, to wake up the sleeping, the ones who don't know who they are, what they are. And I can't say that I knew what I was, but I kind of knew who I was. I never fit in. Growing up as a kid in the 60s and 70s, I was different.
And I certainly didn't expect to get a call from Dante. But the conversation was long. And a lot of things, talked about a lot of things.
Hi, my name is Craig. I'm a 72, and this is my testimony for Dante Centauri, also known as Azazel. Been a 72 for about 4 years. I started watching the channels in 2011, and about 2016, late 2016, I was looking at a webcam and I saw something different, something I'd never seen before. And I sent the pictures to Dante, and I got a response right away. And I think I asked if are these birds, and he said no. And we went back and forth, and he told me to watch, and one day you'll see something different. I looked and looked and looked and watched. I saw many different things, and I kept sending the pictures. But one day I did see something different. That's when I saw him in the sky. And I knew it was him.
Since I found my family and I found my home and I found my spiritual parents, I've found life again. As pure as it was the day I was born, I feel. I was never alone. I've never been alone. And maybe physically he feels he wasn't there. So to you, you were by my faith. And that helped me get to where I am today. With that, I'm going to close. And I hope this is what he was somewhat expecting. So I thank you. I love you.
I love you all. Thank you for your time. And thank you, Azazel, for everything. Thank you, Goddess. Thank you for having faith in us. And I love you all. Cheers.
Hello everyone. Bear with me, I don't really do too well on camera, and I've had some hiccups trying to film this thing, so I'll just jump right on into it. This is my testimony in regards to my experience with finding this information on this channel, as well as the cause and my relationship with Dante, Azazel.
But I only knew so little. And I never was a religious guy. For me, back then, everyone had his own God. There could not be only one. And if I look back, I can now, from my perspective now, as I have learned and changed after knowing everything that I've learned from Dante, is that I should have no complaint about my life so far. There is no complaint. I have everything that one can ask to be happy and live a simple life. But I couldn't find a purpose. I tried to, but I couldn't find what I should do to make me feel complete. And things changed drastically from the moment that I firstly encountered the first channels that Dante created in YouTube. And I still remember the first time that we exchanged a message through an email, and he called me, "Hello, old friend."
As I was growing up, so I had a very unique outlook on my environment and the world that I lived in, and always kind of looking for the truth. I was definitely that kid sometimes, spacing out, doing my own thing. Whether it was just me going solo into the woods or me looking up at the clouds and wondering what was up there and sometimes longing to be up there. But, so I've always had these differences, and it led me to want to explore those things. And maybe through coincidence or not, like I was always given the, information in regards to it. Prayer was a big deal in helping with the paralysis stuff. Just to put that out there in case anybody wants to know. But also the stuff that Dante has offered on his channel, the sigils and so forth, those work, if you're curious about that. As far as setting up protection from that. And anyway, gosh, where should I go from here?
I still remember the first time that we exchanged a message through an email, and he called me, "Hello, old friend." Back then I thought, what is he saying? But I never gave it too much attention. And as things and the channels progressed, so did my perception of this life, even though the knowledge that I gained from by watching all these videos was a huge leap and step for me into believing that there is something that I still didn't know, but I know that was coming. And when I first at last met with Dante in person, I was just still too naive, and I still had too much of ego that I couldn't face him for what he really is. I just stood there mostly and listened to him. I could never face him again like that. After all the years that passed since I met him. Even though my knowledge expanded by maybe 0.1%, it is still a huge step in knowing what he is. What he truly is. Everything that came up until this time in my life was and is, I know inside of me, it is planned, and at the beginning I struggled really hard to try and accept that. No, I couldn't accept it at all. I was getting mad at everything that went against my own goals and dreams. But now I know, since Dante gave me the choice, gave me the chance to become a small part of the cause, I know that everything that comes in this life is because there is a purpose for me, for everything, and I should follow.
Beside myself, I'm blessed to be able to do this testimony. I'm ecstatic. I got goosebumps right now because I just got an email from him.
Hello Dante, it's me Moises. Well, in short, this video letter it's to mainly say thank you, and thank you all for all the information, for opening my eyes, for opening my mind, for convincing me to open my heart. Through all these years, I can Well, this year is the first time I felt different. I don't know what it is, but I do feel like a different person.
He's beyond any doubt done more for me than anybody in my life.
To know that I have a choice and be part of this greater purpose.
I've been tested and I've had a lot of suicidal thoughts from the stuff that I've been through. Man, I just think of what he's been through. It keeps me going. Finally find my family, and I'm so stupid. I get caught up in my own ego, my own feelings. It's a trap. Your ego, it's a trap.
I don't know what it is, but I do feel like a different person. And yeah, this is basically that. I also wanted to thank you for all the work. I mean, thank you and everyone around you, literally, because we see a really small part of what you are doing, of what you all are doing, and we are not even conscious about it. We are not aware of that, of everything that is involved.
As long as I have the cause and Dante, I don't ever want to let him down again. I'm here waiting, just I love him so much. I don't feel foolish doing this either, because I mean it. I've always been afraid to cry in front of people. So, you gotta be strong. You think your life is bad and falling apart. Just think about what he's gone through.
Doing my testimony. After seeing everyone else do their testimony, started to get me thinking that I should do mine as well. And I wasn't asked by anyone to do this. I wanted to do it after seeing all of yours, and especially after seeing the latest video, even more motivation to do it. And if I knew right away if I was gonna talk on camera, I would forget a lot of things that I wanted to say. And I wrote down two pages of everything that I have very deep inside that I've always thought about and always wanted to share with people. But I felt like if I ever shared anything, they think I'm cuckoo, Coco or crazy, whatever you want to say. And I know some of these things may resonate with some of you or all of you. And I always wanted to tell Dante and everyone else in the cause, everyone in the know, that That's, you know, part of us. How I feel, how I think about what I think about certain things, or just my life and my experience. You guys get to know a little bit about me. I hope this is not too long. I want to try to make it short as possible, but I wrote down hella shit, so please bear with me. When I found Dante's channel, it was probably around late 2010, early 2011. I don't remember when exactly, but the main reason I found the channel, I mean the way I found the channel was I was trying to locate a list of alien races that maybe someone out there already compiled a list together on YouTube and made like a short video or something, or a long video about them. And I remember there was about maybe 5, 6, 7, or 8 races that most people had on their videos on YouTube about, you know, this subject. And, you know, one day, you know, every once in a while, maybe every 2 weeks, I would put alien races list, you know, see what people know. And you would Google that, you wouldn't find shit, you wouldn't find anything at all. But it was one day I found a preview. It was the preview of the Alien Races book. And I found that, I clicked on the channel and it said, I don't remember if it was the first one or the second one, but I remember it said Azazel 8867. And I was like, who the hell is this guy? And I was very interested in the preview, you know. And then a short while later, I never subscribed right away, but I kept an eye on that channel. And later on, I would look for that damn channel and I couldn't find it anywhere. I was like, where did this channel go? And pretty soon I found out that someone else uploaded it. I don't know if it was The Mirror or not, but I found another channel and another channel. But sooner or later, I found Dante's second channel. And I don't remember what it was called either, but I found a lot of other videos. But there was one video, not the Alien Races book preview, another video that I found that it really hit me in the heart. And that was The Purpose of Life, and dedicated to A. And at the time when I was watching the video, I was talking about the purpose of life and all the things that, you know, that go through it. And then towards the middle or the end of the video, I don't remember. I'm very good at remembering videos and the things that are being shown in the videos, but I'm not very good at remembering the titles of the videos, because, you know, there's over 700, 800 videos now. But that video really struck something in my heart. And when it said, what's the point of living when all you're doing is the exact same shit every day and nothing changes? Nothing changes. Everything's still the same, no matter what you do, no matter where you go. Pretty much at the end of the day, it's all gonna be the same. There's no meaning, there's no impact, no dramatic change in your life, you know. And then that started getting me to watch the rest of the videos, and it started getting me very interested, you know. And I started my job back then, and, you know, I would run home so excited to watch the next videos, you know. And the videos made me feel every single kind of emotion, almost every single kind, you know. Happiness, sadness, rage, anger, very extreme anger, extreme happiness, sadness. So a lot of them made me cry. A lot of them made me feel relief, joy, safety, security, and love, of course, love, for everyone, the cause, Dante, and for the humans that I once so much hated everyone around me. Like, why are they so stupid? You know, I used to think so many things, and now everything makes sense. Everything makes sense. Why the things are the way they are on this earth. Why we humans are the way we are. Why some humans will just never wake up. You know, and since I was 5 years old, I would always ask myself, who am I? I would ask myself, what am I doing here? Why am I in this body? Why can't I be in another body seeing the world through their eyes? Why do I have to be in this body, seeing life through these eyes? You know, why is this existence in here? Why can't it be somewhere else? And why can I only feel and see in this existence, in this body around me, and not feel it in something else or somewhere else? And
Hi, family.
Deep inside, I wasn't feeling right. I had lots of questions, but I had no answers. And I think that the most important thing was that I was afraid. I was afraid that if I did something wrong, maybe God was punishing me. And I was thinking, why should I be afraid? God is love, is not being afraid of. I watched now and then some videos on YouTube channel about UFO and extraterrestrial life, or the life of Jesus Christ. But lots of times I was thinking that I had to stop believing or searching that kind of stuff, because it wasn't in my, my religion. I shouldn't believe that kind of things. It was a sin somehow. But my soul wasn't in peace. I was still having questions. I wasn't feeling right about my religion. So I wanted to believe what I was taught to believe. And I was trying, but I think that deep inside I couldn't accept that. I was believing, but I wasn't believing. I was kind of dilemma. So one day I went out for a coffee with a friend, that a very good and true friend, that it's here on Zitla's page. And we started talking about God and religion and that kind of things. And he saw that I was, in this dilemma, that I was believing, but I wasn't sure. I was searching for answers. So he told me about a channel on YouTube about Dante. And he asked me to watch the videos that he has. And in the first place, I wasn't sure, because I was thinking, yeah, okay, another channel about UFOs and blah blah blah. And I wasn't sure about, but I had to watch it somehow. I needed to. So I started watching the 48 Weeks with Dorky Ristel. Started from this point. So in 3 weeks or so, maybe less, can't remember, I watched all the videos of the channel of Dante. And I was like a drug addict. I wanted to watch more and more and more and more, and it was like a revelation to me. It was like, that's it, It was like I found peace. And it was like lots of answers that I had deep inside were answered, or some of them. and I wanted to know more, and so I sent an email to him, and I asked him to accept me at the G Plus page. So he did, and after some days, I think 2 or 3 weeks, I applied for the channel, for the for the website, and he accepted me. I'm very honored to be here. I was in prison, and now I'm free. And Dante gave me the key and set me free. Sometimes I think that I don't really deserve this. Sometimes I think, no, what am I doing? I'm useless. But I think that he knows better than me. He knows best. He knows what he chose me to be here for some reason that he knows better. And because he trusts me, I trust him, I trust his decision, and I'll try to do my best to be part of this family and to help the cause. And it's really, I think now in this time of period, it's very important that we all trust his decisions. That's it. Love you all. Cheers.
Yeah, I'm glad I got to do the testimony. Maybe there was a few more things I wanted to say, but I forgot. But I love all of you, and thank you, Dante, for making the video today to give me the courage, push me forward to do this fucking video. I love you all. Cheers. Oh, and I forgot to mention one thing. If I ever meet Dante, I'll have a lot of questions for him. Hopefully I get to meet him one day soon. I don't know if it's gonna be soon or not, because I'm in America, and America's enemy territory. So I hope he can come here one day soon so we can talk. I don't know how's that gonna be. I don't know how that's gonna work, but we will see if that happens or not, or if I have to travel to meet him, I may have to do that. And yeah, thank you. Cheers.
Hello, family. I don't know where to start from now. So the first time I got in touch with Dante, or any information he was giving to everyone in the YouTube channel, was back in 2012, maybe between July or August. That's when I first found out about the Alien Races book on the YouTube channel, and it was an immediate connection. The first time I watched videos, I found it like really, I felt really connected with information. So since then I started following Dante on the different YouTube channels. When the DSAHK channel was born and made public to everyone, I was on the first series, the Alien Humankind series. I continued with that connection, special connection between the information Dante was sharing with all of us and my own personality. You know, I've always been considered a kind of weird person because sometimes I speak some random things that are not quite common for many people. And a little story about me is that I have always been fascinated, let's call it like that, about UFOs and aliens, because the first time I saw a UFO up in the sky was back maybe in the early 90s when I was maybe between 8-9 years old. I saw my first UFO in the sky, standing there, you know, that bright light. Since then I started feeling like very attracted to all this kind of stuff, aliens, UFOs. So since then I also started feeling also a bit weird among people. Since my childhood, I felt that I don't fit with people, normal people outside in this world. To the point that my social circles have always been quite reduced, very small groups of people, very few close friends. Friendships for me it's quite easy to make, but I mean people I can really trust is just very few. So anyways, my contact with Dante was quite limited at some point. It's always been quite limited. I continue following the SAHK channel. I used to keep likes to all the videos all the time, just to keep it safe in my YouTube history channel. Well, the history of the channel, all the visits I used to make. I remember that I made only maybe 3 comments in the whole time. One of them was quite stupid actually. And the other comment I made, I don't remember exactly which video it was, but I made this comment about always expecting the unexpected. I was rather surprised because that same quote was also put in one of the videos after I made that comment. Yeah, and since then that has become like one of my most common phrases I tell to everyone. Always expect the unexpected, you know. And then my contact was continuing also quite limited until Dante published the. Well, I was sending a couple. I think I sent 2 or 3 emails to Dante, and in one of them, he replied something that, "Hello, one day you will be called. I hope not. It won't be good news." It was more or less like that. So I was okay. Yeah, maybe. At that point, I knew that he was having some kind of command over all of this. At least I was expecting something like that. So I was like, yeah, okay. I will continue following with the channel, and if he requires anything or asks for anything, for sure I will try to give my best and see how can I help. Because, you know, some characteristic about me is that I always help people before helping myself. Maybe not a good attitude, but that's how I have always been. Definitely I prefer to help people first, and then if I have the chance I help myself. Anyways, so then he released some very beautiful videos, the Knowing video, The Secret, Part 1, Part 2. And back then, I think the List video was also released. I think that the List video was released back in by the end of November, maybe early December 2015. I was a bit surprised of finding my video there, my name in the video.
Anyway, I don't want to take too much more of your time, but just know this. This is not a game. Not a game. I love you.
Hi family, I am Laura. Well, I apologize in advance for my poor English. I will try to express myself at the best. Well, what can I say? I haven't met Dante yet, but I can tell you how I came across him, because that's very strange but amazing for me, how things works in this world and how we are connected. And so where to start? Well, in 2012, well, let's say that at that time my life seems to be perfect. I had my boyfriend, I had my own apartment, I had a job which I liked, and I had everything. So everything was perfect, or at least it seems to be. Well, I don't know exactly when it happens and why. I think it happens when my boyfriend had a very bad accident while riding his motorcycle, and something changed inside of me. I start questioning my life. So after a few months, I looked for some classes, courses, I don't know how you call them, but all about spirituality. Well, the first one was with the Italian channeler of Cryon. And well, yeah, after 2-3 times that I went to those courses, to those, not courses, classes, one morning I woke up and I felt very strange. The world around me was the same, I was the same, but I wasn't the same at the same time. I don't know how to explain that. I want something different from myself, and it was not only a wishes or a desire. I had to change completely my life. I had to find my own path. So, but I could not understand everything at that point. I was very confused. I just woke up with this strange feeling, and I went there to these classes. And after a while, I don't remember why and what we were talking about. I was just chit-chatting with people there. I started crying out of the blue for no reason, apparently. And I never cry in front of someone. If I have to cry, I cry alone by myself. But that time, out of the blue, I started crying, and I could hear my own voice saying things that was that me? I was not sure that was me speaking, but yeah, it was. And I was saying, I cannot live like that anymore. I have to find my way. This is not my way. My way, it's with someone else, not with my own partner, not the partner which I have had for 8 years and which I wanted to marry. It's not him, it's not my life. But it's not because of him, it's because of me. I have to do something else. I have to do something important. And at that time, believe me, I thought that was ego, actually. So I was kind of ashamed of myself, but yeah, I have to do something important. Anyway. So after that, I left my boyfriend. We broke up. I took a little apartment for myself, and I stayed there for 1 year. So in that year, let's say that I was a little bit confused. I could not trust my thought anymore, myself anymore. Well, and in that year I also had a boyfriend for a little while. Yeah, it didn't last long. But when it ended up, the story with him, of course I was not happy about that. And that night I prayed the universe. I prayed. Maybe it was just the goddess. I'm sure it was the goddess at which I was praying for, but at that time I didn't know that. Anyway, I prayed the universe, asking. No, actually, I didn't ask. I just had tell him, okay, I let you decide for me. I let you decide for me. You can decide whomever you want for me. You know who's better for me. You know what I need. Not what I want, but what I need. So, I'm here. So, just a couple of days after, I was introduced to Piero, which you know as Semiazael. And yeah, well, it came so Piero, he was always there, actually, because he was a very close friend of my close friend, which was the girl who was organizing those classes. They were friends, and I was also a close friend of her, so they knew each other. They just, well, we need a way to connect each other, and she was the way. And it's unbelievable how all these things are connected. If I found her right when I decided to change my life, to find my own path, to understand what I have to do on this planet. But I wasn't ready to find Piero. I think I was. When I said, okay, I'm here to do what I have to do. I'm here to meet the person I need to meet. Well, the right person came to me. And very quickly also. And it was a blessing for me because I was a very mess. My head was a very mess. As I said, I could not trust myself anymore because of several things that happened in the year which I lived by myself, and so that year was very, very intense for me. Well, so here we are. Pierre was already watching Azazel video, so at the beginning he introduced me his video, but I wasn't interested too because I was a mess. I had to take care of myself. I had to understand several things. But slowly, watching his video, I don't know what happened, but something just caught me. Something just was calling me. And it was something which I cannot deny. So even if I could not trust myself, I don't know why I felt I could trust this feeling I had with Dante. Especially when I kind of, how can I say, I recognize him. At certain point I just knew I know him. I know him. I know. And it's so wonderful, this feeling. So, I'm so thankful. You gave me so much, even if we haven't met yet. So, what can I say? Thank you. The more I know about you, the more I am amazed. You're wonderful. You are here for every one of us. You are carrying on so much. So much. So, thank you for being here. Thank you for having me close to you. I couldn't ask more than that. I just hope I will never disappoint you. And I don't know what to say anymore.
Looking back to this life from the beginning, the feeling that I get is that I was floating through the air like a feather. It was an easy life, but always something was missing. Something inside of me was not there, the feeling of belonging. Until about 5 or 6 years ago, that I started seeking on my own about the truth of this life, of this existence, trying to find a meaning. Like many others, I drifted through various YouTube channels and pages through the net with information about extraterrestrials, manipulations, religions, and all kind of misinformation that only brings fear into the heart. Until I came upon the channels that Dante used to have back then, and from the beginning I felt inside me that there is truth in what he was showing to us. I really got obsessed with what he was showing. It was so different from all the others. And so I always try to find the next channel after deleting the last. At some time he posted a video about the Alien Races book, and on the description he said that anyone could send a mail to him, and he would send the book to him. I immediately sent a mail, and then I got, to my surprise, a really fast answer from him. That was the first message that I received from him that I definitely didn't understand back then. And the message was, "Hello, my old friend." How could I know? But he knew who I was.